Alright, we got some stuff to catch up on. Um, I guess from like a diplomatic perspective, diplomatic slash political, I guess whatever you want to call it. But so starting on the pass day, when the passes opened, we saw a lot of 99 sections, I guess, hitting different VF sections through passes. Like they were fighting them for passes and overall winning them in the majority of those instances. Um, except for I guess this one right here. Or T99A has this one, it was hitting C, and then 2VF got this one. But over the weekend, they had basically a big main fight with two main sections of T99 and VF. So, where is main VF? Should be right about here. Yeah, VF here, and then I'm not sure how 99 got to them. They probably just hopped in one of their um, a bunch of 99 guys hopped over into one of these alliances and started hitting. But however it went down, it did not work. And 99 lost to VF. And in the midst of all of this, T99L somehow landed in the hands of Remains' farm's account. And Remains is my friend over in Revenants, the guy that was beefing with me about Minamoto's and whose Minamoto is better. Uh, so his farm account is currently the leader of who, like, 4 days ago was our main competition. And so now all we have to worry about is how we're gonna divvy up the holy sites. I mean, they have two altars to screw around with. Um, and if you remember, our biggest worry was like if we come down here, then Revenants is technically gonna have to cut us off, and we have nowhere to go. We kind of just sit in this tiny little spot here. After Revenants goes through this pass and goes for that shrine. But now, I mean, we literally basically own this half of uh, of this zone, which means that we can go for literally any of these three passes. Most likely one of these two, because that one's just unnecessary. It's over there. But we can literally get these two passes, two, three altars, and a sanctum here. And they're not bad altars. I mean, we have a flame, um, an earth, which is building speed, which are two great altars. Building speed's always great. Attack's good. And then here a storm altar training speed. So like three decent altars, and combine that with our harvest that we have here. I mean, we're pretty well set for going into zone two. I mean, obviously we're not contending for number one here, but um, as an academy, I think that's a great spot to be in. But let's pull up the power rankings here. No, not those rankings. Although I still have the best spot for KP. Even Killing Spree's nowhere near me. So most KP in the alliance. Oh my god, wrong one. There we go. So we got family here, 262. This is fine. It's good. Spirits, about half of that. Where is those dragons? Our academy. They're chilling. So 99L, these guys were 100 plus, now they're at 20 because they only have 17 members. And undergoing changes is how he's got that highlighted. Um, let's just put in Rev, and then let's. Okay, I guess they must have. What'd they switch it to? Wow, these guys are the other kingdoms. All these are other kingdoms. It should be VF-R, right? Unless they changed something. Yeah, so 218. So these guys are our revenants are basically pacing. Super Seeker. Revenants are more or less pacing the Fall Hall of Fame. And we're doing better with Phoenix, we add a whole nother, basically double if you add us and Phoenix to Revenants, we double the power there. And compared to the losses that VF had just over the fight, I'd say we're definitely in a good spot. These guys are pretty much nearly identical to us, give or take. But that's where we are politically. A lot better just for us as an individual alliance um, to be able to move right while Revenant moves downward. And we could even, like we said, we're eating these. We eat this up. I don't know what they're doing. Um, but we can move in, scoot, scoot, probably burn down here, just go straight across, grab that, bam, up to there. We could even go through here to there, but I think just here, actually, I guess it doesn't matter either way, does it? Maybe we'll take this pass at some point. Maybe. Not that it matters too much. But you can see you already had some people like TP over here from here, so this guy probably for just to help with the fighting. That guy. We've got another one down here somewhere. That guy. So a couple people that have already TP'd over here just preemptively to start hitting stuff. But I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna. What are we building this for? Oh, for that. Oh, 2 wood camps with 1 flag. Alright, that's good. It's a pretty good pick. So yeah, we're just gonna go, we're gonna build 1 flag, burn, burn, scoot, 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 and then we'll be here. And looking good, and then we'll probably take these 2 passes, which is kind of crazy to think about. Revenants will get these, I don't know if we'll give Revenants that, we'll have to restructure a little bit. But Revenants will go through here, grab that, maybe grab this one, just for the first time occupation bonuses or rewards. Not that that matters too much. But the main thing of the day, I've got Constance mining at the Alliance stone pit. As you could probably tell, considering I have 8 million stone and then only thousands of wood and stuff. But I've done 2 runs already. One last night. Oh, here's Wheel of Fortune, but it's not the YSG Wheel of Fortune, it's the Cow Cow Wheel of Fortune. Which is kind of mid. But here we are for Barb's. This, I'm going to be making my final push of the day. I made 2 just regular pushes. I burned through my action points for last night, and then it regened overnight, and then this morning, and then, now it's afternoon. We are at about 1/3 of 10th, which I think is absolutely achievable. Now, obviously, one thing I should probably mention is that the action point cost for hitting any Barb without any commander tree skills or anything is 40 action points. So with this here, 40 action points would get me 22 hits with just 800 action points. The thing is, that scales up the more armies you use. So if I hit this level 7 with 3 armies, it's going to be 120. Technically, I have a skill on Lohar that drops it down to 30, but that's just Lohar. So if I surround it with 3 armies, it's that many action points. Now we can use certain AoE skills, like Ethelfled's, to, if we hit this 18 and her AoE effect hits that 18, it'll aggro us without the action point cost. That's a great feature to make use of. March. Scoot over here. Now with Constance farming, we're just gonna have 3 marches, but that's what I've been doing. Because it doesn't add or subtract anything to have the 4th army, really. Obviously it goes down faster, but it costs more action points. And so it's just kind of, that's sort of unnecessary. It's good. It'd be good if I needed somebody to be experienced up or something. But as it is right now, no real difference. that makes. So with that rule of, or not the rule, just the fact that every barb takes 40 action points, um, you should be hitting higher level ones more often than not. And if you look over here, you see that 18s, which are the highest we can hit, I think, in this. Yeah, 18s um, give the most points and are the most efficient. So we should only be hitting 18s because they cost the same amount of action points and give more event points. But I have this little setup. I do these two for infantry, spearmen, swordsmen, and then my last is Lohar with Ethelfled, and they fill the rest. Horsemen, and we're left with, how many slingers do I have? So 20,000, few thousand these, and then these. So we could make a fourth full march, but it would have to include some siege units, which wouldn't be that beneficial. But yeah, with our action points, we want to basically focus on hitting as many 18s as possible, just because if you hit an 18 with 3, that's 1,800 points times 3, round up to 600, or 6,000, I mean. So say that's, 6,000 points per 18. If you hit 100 of those, that's 60,000 points, and, well, we would be about first if we hit 118s with our 3 armies, but that would be a crap ton of action points, so we're not going to push up that high, because there's no real reason to. We are, let's see, 2 away from Sundot, 2 away from Thutmose. I really want to get Thutmose, but haven't got a sculpture from it in a while. 1 more Matilda for just a farmer. 5 on Ragnar, but he sucks. Same with Mulan. Mulan's kind of eh. I mean, she's decent, but not that great. Then there's Mehmed. He's alright. Freddy kind of sucks. And then there's Charles, of course. Kind of want Charles. But if I don't get Charles, I'll just use Pierce. Pierce seems like a good defender. But let's just go and get started. Let's do this 15. We'll sweep down through here. I'm probably going to avoid that 13 and that 10. Yeah, gonna avoid the 13 and the 10. Just do 17s, 18s. I think the lowest I'll go is probably 16. I'll make that the cutoff. 16s, 17s, and 18s. Now, if you watch this green bar up here, the next time I send all 3 of these guys to one spot, you can just see how much of the action point is taken away. So just watch that. Watch the green bar as I... Oh, hey, there you go. See? That little phenomenon we talked about, where Ethelfled can hit a Barb, and without costing any action points, it'll attack you, and then you get the points for it without having to spend anything. I mean, it is wear and tear on your troops, but with a level 13 like that, it shouldn't matter too much. But just watch this, the green bar up here, the action point bar, takes a decent sized chunk out of it. That costed 46, I think, for the 18. So 46, and then whatever the reduction is with Lohar. That is, if we pull up Lohar here, that is one of his peacekeeping talents. Oh, yeah, reduces action point to hit neutral units by 10. So that's good. But that was an 18 for 46. Say if we went to attack this 10, it'd be 44. Jesus. I want to cancel that. I almost misclicked and accidentally hit that, but so it's hitting a 10 is not that much cheaper than hitting an 18, and 18s give much more points. Just the general concept behind hitting the highest level barbarians as you can. And then 16 and 17 are part of its own range, so 16 and 17 are still valid. Um, I just personally am not going to go anything below that. Looks like Lohar's already in the yellow, but that's just because Lohar's like my fill army. It's just him and Ethelfled, so. This one down here. Now, if we do this smart and position our troops kind of specifically, well, he moved, so let's. I want to try and like intentionally show you. That might hit. So if Lohar's AoE. Okay, well the Barb's moving like a freaking Uber. But yeah, if Lohar's AoE hit that, then it would attack Lohar for no action point cost. But trying to see what he's at. He's at like 6,000 right now. So what I'll do is probably hit this last 18. And then I'll bring it back in, and that'll be right about when I have to add more action points. Good experience in these guys. Some chill rewards. It's not bad if you get 36,000 food just for one Barb. I mean, that would double what I currently have, so it's not like it's a bad trade. Just gonna watch Lohar here. I'm actually gonna back him off. I think he accidentally got aggroed. Yeah, at 460. Whatever, I'm just gonna send him home. Let these two deal with it. Actually, if I could time this, I'm gonna try and time this. I didn't time it right. If I can get it right on the end, he will still get the points. For just the extra point for the third army on the kill, but 43rd going into, yeah, more than double. So we definitely do need to run around, get a ton of hits. I think what I might do is just spam 18s, except if I hit the search, it'll force me down here, so. Yeah. If there's one kind of near, it won't spawn one by your city, but that's fine. Forge-wise, I could do a few things. I don't really need to do any of these, but I can. Just check what can be refined. I tend not to start to refine things until they have like 3 or 4 blueprints, because there's no point in getting something to partially refine. It's just a waste of gold for the time being, so. Like this one I did. I just need one more for this sword, but I literally have not found a blueprint for it in ages. Have this set on Minamoto, so he's chilling with that. Heal those, grab these, and oh, that one broke. I think what I'll do is I think I'll cut it for now, and then let these regen, and then I'll make a big push towards the end of the server day. But I think I'm just gonna send out some farmers for now, and kind of let it be. So let's grab this.
The Legion awaits my men are fearless.
Let's grab the 2 of these. This one, and let's do her. Mess it up, hold on. because this one only has 73, so I'll just use her to finish it up. It should take like, 10, 15 minutes or something. But I think that's where I'll drop it for the time being, and then I wanna get as much natural regen as I can just to maximize. So that'll be it, and then I'll check in. I'll check in towards the end. All right, so I've got my armies in position. I'm just working with the three. I mean, Gaius doing some farming right now. But as you can see, we got like an hour before the day ends. And a quick check here will just show 23rd. I am about 200,000 off of 10th. Which, with that big of a gap, doesn't mean I'm too far from top 15. Might only be 100,000 or so. But yeah, look here, overall I'm ninth, and that's just kind of one of these phenomena that happen. Even though I'm only 13th and 23rd, you'd think, okay, well, you'd land somewhere in between those two on average, but not everybody performs as strongly consistently. So even though I have two scores that aren't even in the top 10, I end up in the top 10 just because not everybody gets even consistent rankings day by day. But of course, we're not going to let that stop us from doing as much as we possibly can. Because as you can see, these first few days are just padding for the disadvantages of on the further coming days. Just fully fill these. Looks like Lohar found himself a free friend. And if you remember, that's just because of Ethelflaed's AoE effects. She just hits people in an arc, and if a Barb happens to be caught in that arc, well, he takes the damage, and he gets aggroed.
Great. That's exactly what I thought when you said. Then I was running at 12 the other day, so I was like,
Yeah.
we should just make the whole thing.
We could start with 3, I guess.
Well, we're making you 3 because we're on something sides. And
Okay.
I made myself 2, even though I probably have 1, so you can add my extra.
Okay. Apparently we're having hot dogs for dinner, that's fun. Battery though, everything's going wild today. But armies already do take some good wear and tears from these high level barbs, because obviously, they're level 18s, and it's not like they're easy to take out. But we're still sticking to around 16 and above. I wouldn't mind some 14s, 15s, but 16 and above is just maximizing. And I bet if we go through... Oh, Lohar's got himself another friend. Let him take care of that. Oh, man. Nice bet. I don't know who that is. Let's just wait. Let's fill. Not worth any action points, but it would have been funny just to get the points for him just hitting us and killing him strictly on counterattack damage. This guy, what is that, a 14 I think I just hit? Over here. I think after we run through this stack of AP, we should be at least approaching 15. Top 15. I do have a funny perk on Purist. He does no damage when outside of Alliance territory. So just a little bit of positioning here. Now that probably doesn't, it's probably currently outdone by the boosts from Alliance tech, but we'll just pretend it's worth something. Take out this 15, get a 16 down here. 16, 17, 18. And that should take us to about probably the time we build durability of these guys. Plus the end of the stack. At least close to it. Now we do have a fun sort of, what in the frick? Pause. What happened to my chat? Dog, what? Am I speaking? Where are all the chats? I'm so confused. I think my game's broke. But anyway, 20th here. Why can't I do this and just bear with me for a second? I'm gonna try and reset this. I don't know why none of the chats are pulling up. But we get to see the really cool opening cutscenes. Get a white-haired Caesar. It's always kind of weird to me that you have Caesar with Cal and Lancelot, who are cavalry guys, but then Richard there, and Richard's not a cavalry guy, but he's still on a horse. And Caesar's not a cavalry either, he's a leadership dude, I think. Watch, I say that and be wrong. No, yeah, he's not even Cav himself, so. Kind of weird. And you'll notice I haven't even invested in my Julius at all, and that's just because he is pretty long run, pretty useless. So it's not like you're gonna put universals in him, but he's just kind of cool to have in the pocket, you know. I feel like it's kind of a fun flex. Looks like all the messages are back. So yeah, this is what we're doing here. We made a goofy goober deal, kind of like a mercenary type deal with this guy. ZTH, whatever. ZTHV. Oh, that's a freaking report. Okay, hold on. He was fighting with Nishida. Or as Nishida, I guess. But anyway, let me scroll out and just find them real quick. They are... I know exactly where they are. They are these guys. The greens. The green dudes here. And they have kind of sort of employed our services, and giving us an opportunity to gain loads of points for the kill event. He has offered to have us join and TP and basically take out T9 and F, because F has been kind of screwing with him. Obviously, I don't know why this guy is still leading this alliance. They have horrible positioning and absolutely nothing going for them. But you know, he said, hey, if you join just temporarily, we'll let you just I'll let you kind of just run crazy over here and fight our battles for us, which is I'm totally fine with, because by the time kill day starts, I'll probably have Minamoto maxed or one set off of maxed. Just depends on when I get to VIP 9. But need about 30,000 more gems. I'll grab this to be 12k. 18. Yeah, probably not going to be at 9, but close. So I'll just... So Minamoto will be very overpowered, especially with I've got some decent equipment on him. And since I now have multiple marches worth, I can, let's say, just dump some like realistically, if I needed an archer march, which I don't need one, but if I wanted to have one, I could just pump uh universals into him. Epic wise, you're a little more, I guess, just well, it's a little more. The game's more lenient on you on what you put epic universals into, just because epics are pretty useless once you get down the line. I'm not gonna be either of my top two guys. I think I'll do. If I do, I'll do somebody like Hermione for archers. I'll probably do Sun just because Sun's the best. Osmond's also an option, but not that much of an option, honestly. Just kind of like a slide option. Um, but he's a conqueror, so plus 15 attack is kind of good. But yeah, we don't really need a conqueror per se. We could do somebody like Imhotep with a Minamoto and 20% more damage. We'll shred people with him being an archer and also a support guy. Five targets, radius. Target also gains. So yeah, he could be a good secondary too. But I think realistically, if I do end up dumping universals into an epic, it'll have to be Joan or Bybars or so. Because Bybars he's cavalry, but he's also a conqueror, so he's got good stuff for hitting cities. This one specifically. But I mean, Sun's just too good. Honestly, you probably can't pass up on that. But anyway, it'll be in a few days. Don't want to get carried away with talking about that. Let's get these guys over here. This Harvest Watcher, I mean, I'm pretty much done with that. I'm not gonna screw around with that anymore. Ranked 362nd, I'm fine with that. It was a genuinely tough challenge, and I don't feel I need to ball out any harder than that. You see here, we honestly haven't done much, and we've already gained about 50k. So top 10 is definitely achievable. In this time frame, and honestly, I'll probably hit it. If I stayed on for the next hour, which I doubt it. But every little bit counts. I think Lohan's gonna hit this board. I think. Good. Look at just that big chunk that only the skill damage took out of. That's insane. So he's dead. 17. March up and get these three. Notice Lohar is kind of weak. He just goes down pretty quick, but that is what it is. Should be getting done here in a second. There's 18 there. Yeah, what's the defense? 12k left on Lohar. 24. Okay. 24 on. Fearless. So yeah, I'll just go like bam, bam, bam. And then that should run me through the rest of these. Give or take 100 or so. Alrighty, so let's see. Positioned up here, good to go. I'm gonna watch Lohar, make sure he doesn't go full down. If he does start going a little too low, I'll pull him back. But it shouldn't be much down. Especially since he's not the high brain. So we'll probably go down to about 2k. A little bit above that. Okay. That's off 400. Let's do the 17 and then we'll be going to this and bring back, have him heal. Why does no one just take him to March? Let's have him back. I'm gonna keep him right next to it. When this guy gets real low, I'll put him back on. And that's how you can get the points without really doing much.
You would face my blade.